FBI releasing new data showing that rise in violent crime is happening for the first time in 4 years. In 2020, the violent crime rate jumped more than 5.5% from 2019. The murder rate spiked a whopping 30%, according to the data. That's the largest annual increase ever recorded. And the number of aggravated assaults also skyrocketed. But not all crime is increasing. In fact, property crimes like burglaries actually fell nearly 8% in 2020. David Graham, writing for The Atlantic, America's having a violence wave, not a crime wave. David's with us now, staff writer at The Atlantic. David, thanks. A violence wave, not a crime wave. Do we know why?
We don't really know why. And, we can parse some of these details. We think that murders are up partly because fewer police are on the streets because of social distancing. We know there's a correlation with George Floyd protests. We know that the pandemic puts people under stress. And on the other side, we know that the pandemic has kept people out, so at home. So there are fewer opportunities for opportunistic crimes like robberies, and when they're people don't want to commit burglaries when residents are at home. So it's possible this has an effect, but really we don't have a great sense of why all of this is happening and why there's this divergence.
So that I'm clear, murder rates are much lower than they were back in the early 1990s. So why should people be concerned about these specific numbers and this time?
Yeah, I think even though the numbers are lower than they were, to see a 30% jump like that is really something. Like you said, it's the largest on record, and we see that many more people falling victim to violence. I think we clearly have a problem, but it is also important to put that in context, both in the historical context and also in comparison with those property crime rates, which, as you say, are down.
We're in a new place with policing. What are the experts saying about how they should address violent crime in particular, as opposed to, property crime and other crimes in general?
What we're seeing here is really concentrated crime, and in particular, it's crime involving guns. And so what you need to do is you need to focus on those things. When you can sort of interrupt that cycle of violence and get to people who are involved in it, it's often the same people involved in crimes as both victims and aggressors over and over again. So it's really a very targeted kind of enforcement. It
sounds like you're describing what many of us see as the troubling black-on-black crime in cities. Is that what this is?
Some of this is definitely black-on-black crime. It is highly concentrated in cities. It's the same people. Many of them are black. There are some cases of white people, but it's really people who know each other in their communities.
Yeah, mighty tough. David, love your work in The Atlantic. Thank you so much.